So this is our First Tech Challenge robot. The First Tech Challenge is the third level of the first progression of programs. First is a worldwide program. There's 4 different levels of it. There's Junior FLL, FLL, FTC, and FRC. This is an FTC program robot, and FTC is for middle and high school students. In Maryland, there are over 90 teams, and in the world, there's over 6,000 teams. In the competition, the objective is to pick up these blocks and put them in baskets. That's what a robot accomplishes, mainly. And there are several different teams in the world, and you compete among the teams in your area for the robotics competition. You compete for judged awards. There are awards like the Inspire Award, which recognizes the most prestigious team that performs very well in all judging categories. A couple weeks ago, we got the Inspire Award at the Maryland State Championship, and so we're going to the Super Regional Championship next week. Teams are based out of schools. They're based out of Girl Scout troops. We're actually based out of a Boy Scout troop. We've been around for 7 years, so I was a founding member, and we pull new people from our Boy Scout troop to perform in the team. The point of First is to get students involved with STEM. We have several different portions of this competition, which includes the programming, the designing, the building, the public speaking, the teamwork. You'll learn a lot of things that prepares you for a career in STEM.
We're going to go into the wall. Explain the robot.
So the robot here, it was designed around a few different constraints. The first being that it has to fit within 18 by 18 inches. The objective, as I said, is to pick up these blocks and put them in that basket over there. You can only carry 4 at a time. We completed this with an arm with a bucket on the end of it, and it's beveled so that it can scoop up the blocks against the wall nicely. You put them in the baskets, and the basket is on a pendulum, and so our arm can raise in case the pendulum is unbalanced. There's also a part of the game where the robot has to do a lift on its own. James, let me show them the lift. So there's a bar in the middle of the field that they hook onto the bar, and I'll pretend my hand's the bar. And the robot has to do a pull-up. And the other part of the game is by spinning this, you're raising a flag because you're spinning a spindle. And you do a lot of this in remote control, but some of it is done in an autonomous mode, where the robot controls itself, and it searches for IR beacons to score in specified baskets.
How to take stickers?
Yes. And other lots. Excuse me.
Oh god, there's lag.
Right, just disconnect the video.
Here at the forensics station, you're supposed to find any household items that contain USB drives in these bags. So something as simple as a necklace like this can have a USB in it. And it's just supposed to show you how people can hide information extremely easily. So while you go through these bags, there are lots of like red herrings, just like regular pens, post-it notes. But there's also pens that have flash drives in them. They just look like everyday pens. Like that.
Yeah, and you can also hide them in coins. And basically, it's a fake coin, but if you slam it on the table, it has a USB drive in it.
We're with the Zero Robotics team at River Hill, and so we upload code into this this program provided by John's MIT. MIT and NASA. MIT and NASA, and it basically just controls these satellites here. Wind makes them move and stuff. And so the goal here is that there's little 2 imaginary bases on this this map, and comets spawning from like right here. We'll try to get to them, and our goal is to try to divert these away from our base and toward their base, which is in the opposite corner. So ours is right there and theirs is right there, but there's no code running here. And as you saw earlier, there's a debris field that we have to navigate through, represented by these gray dots. And there's a laser pack that we can collect by rotating. And the only two ways that we have to influence the comet are the lasers and gravity. So here, we laser the comet, and then we try to use gravity to bring it closer to the center and closer toward their base. And that gives us a pretty decent score.
You might have a string.
This code right here is probably our... Wait, no. There's a lot of different strategies. Here's our code running here against some other team. And we're both trying to position ourselves to shoot the laser as best as possible, because if the comet goes out of bounds right here, then that's over. And you'd think that's pretty bad, but it's actually a pretty far distance away from our base. So you still get a lot of points. And negative 0.24 is like so much better than the score we had over there. And there was a lot of strategies, like not only could you score a lot of points, but you can also make sure that the other team doesn't score any points. Like these people though, you'll see the blue satellite try to push the other satellite out of bounds, they just run out of fuel immediately, which there's a fuel penalty for running out of bounds. So they didn't really have anything special, they just pushed the other team out of bounds, they still won.
So this is a bot made of Lego parts with an NXT brain that controls the Lego motors to power the wheels. And the way you program it to go through, for example, a maze is you use Lego Mindstorms to tell the motors to go whatever direction you want them to go and however powerful you want them to go, so that they can get to their destination, I guess. So basically, the goal of this presentation with this maze is to get to the end of the maze, and we gotta try and program it to get to the end of the maze.
You can push the other satellite, but you can't. I don't think you can pull the other one. You can only pull your comet. You can't affect the other person's comet. So here we're sort of trying to get, both of us are trying to get the right position on the comet with answers.
In this case, we're using the lasers to move the comet.
We're just trying to hit it. And so
As you can see, it gets a
10
bit
times the
difficult
normal
because
speed.
the turns and the movements have to be exact, so it can ram into the wall a lot.
It's really, really slow. And if we're trying to figure out what we're doing when we're coding, and we have to watch 180 seconds per
And
simulation,
positioning is also important
then we'll only
because
get through like
if it's not positioned
5
correctly, it
simulations
can
in class
mess
instead
up
of
the whole program.
Basically with stenography, sorry. Word.
You're trying to find, it's hiding a message in plain sight.
Either within computer-generated images or text, you can find things that are hidden within that plain sight. Now, with this, you have images like this that can hide things, or even just the simplest things, like this one, which has what looks like code, but it's very simple. You have to find that hidden question mark, but really what it is, it's KLMNOPQRS, and then the next letter is T. Now we have a simple paragraph, which is just, it says, brakes are an important piece of safety gear that should be checked by a mechanic often. Not being able to yield to traffic or halt when parking can cause accidents and could lead to higher insurance rates. This is just the paragraph. Now within the paragraph is just simple hidden little things within the letters, and those little things are the fonts. Now many people have tried, and they'll look at it, and they can't really find those little spots, or they will, and they'll have to find and put those pieces together. But what it really is the message that is hidden within that paragraph is bring the money to the park at noon. Now you'll see different little changes, like brake has a different font upon that, or the B-R-I-N. You have the G-T-H-E-M-O-N-E-Y, 2, and then a T-H-E. The park at noon. Yeah. Basically just has things that are hidden within plain sight that your brain thinks is just normal, But once you actually use a little more energy, you'll be like, wow, there is different changes in here, but it's pretty technical.